What's up? My name's Catherine. I'm making this video because me and Celine decided we were gonna make advice videos on different situations that you might be going through or you might not be. So yeah, no, we just thought maybe we'd make these videos just to help people out if they're struggling with difficulties like going through a breakup, or they're not sure in situations or how to deal with things. We thought, you know what, let's do this. But yeah, um, like I said, I'm Catherine, and I am from the UK, Scotland to be exact. I live in a small town. It's not many people, but I guess it's good that way. It's not really good that way, but I can't wait to move to the city next year, which will be fun. But yeah. The question you guys, or have decided to answer, is how to get over your ex. There's many ways I would say to get over your ex, which probably each individual would probably deal differently. I think it's a big thing to undertake as a person, especially if you're not strong enough or you still like the person that you've recently broken up with. It's not a nice thing to break up with someone that you really do care about. But I think if it comes to that situation where you're no longer together, my opinion or my ways that I would give advice to you guys would be, you have to distance yourself from that person that you've been in a relationship with, because there's nothing worse if they're having a great time, doing whatever, and then you're just on the other side, just like clueless on what to do. Like you're still upset over the situation. You're just really depressed, and you just don't want to be associated with anything else because you feel like it's the end of the world, which is true, because people do feel like that sometimes when a relationship's over. They feel as if they're not connected to the world anymore. They feel everything's been lost because this person is no longer in their life and isn't counted as important because they don't have the relationship status. But like I said, I think the best way to get over someone and move on from your ex is to distance yourself. I think that's the most important thing you can do. Like I said, you're just going to get hurt. You're not going to move on by it because you'll be reminded by, memories, etc. So I think you should distance yourself, especially if they're, for example, with another person. There's nothing worse seeing your ex with someone else, especially when you probably poured your heart out to them, saying, look, I love you, whatever, I like you, whatever, but they choose to still be with someone else. That's clearly telling you something, that they no longer want to be with you because they've moved on and found someone else. And it says something that maybe it's right that you move on, because obviously they're not worth your time if they're with someone else. You could be stopping yourself from meeting really good people if you're still, upset over that reason. But like I said, you should just, distance yourself, start fresh, look at the positive things that you've learned from the relationship. It's probably taught you a lot of things, Mainly, I would definitely say which you should follow is, if you're in a relationship, just watch you don't get too devoted on that person. There's nothing worse than being so devoted to someone and you've just been let down, basically. There's nothing worse than being so devoted and you would do anything for that person, and they just like throw it back in your face. But not necessarily they do it in a negative way. It's just like, just don't dive into the deep end when you first have a really good relationship you feel it's going to last for a long time. Kind of guard yourself a bit, just kind of ease back on, you know, being too devoted, because at the end of the day, if, you know, the relationship doesn't work out, you know, you could get hurt really bad by it, and, you know, it's not a really nice thing to go through, especially if, you know, you're not a strong enough person to deal with so much emotions at the same time. But yeah, like, you know, you should just do that also. And, you know, I also feel that with distancing yourself with someone and being devoted, I think, you know, you should definitely like look at the possibilities of, you know, why you guys broke up. You know, you have a right to know why you guys have ended or how it ended. Or, I mean, fair enough if, you know, your ex or whatever cheated on you or has lied so many times and just disrespected your relationship. I mean, there's no, you don't need to explain, or you don't need an explanation on why, you know, you have ended. You have ended. I mean, obviously that's negative things that you no longer need to have in your life, so obviously those negative things you don't need in your life, so it's positive to move on by that. But especially if it's out the blue, I mean, you have a right to know why you guys broke up, especially if that's the missing puzzle that you need to move on from a relationship. I mean, I would definitely say, agree with Celine, that, you know, when you're in a relationship, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can get over a person in a couple of days, months, weeks, months, you know, or years. You know, it can take a long time and a long process for you to get over someone. I just feel, you know, everyone's different. Like I said at the start, you know, people can be so super strong-minded and have a really strong sense of getting over someone, and some people are very, you know, upset and they deal with it in different ways, and a lot of emotions are dragged out through these things. And, you know, I just feel that everyone's different of getting over it, moving on from someone. And yeah, I just feel that's one of the reasons for that. But yeah, like I said, you know, you could just ask why, or because like it's, if you know why, then you know, right, look, I need to move on from this, and that could be, like I said, your missing puzzle to moving on. But I think I've mentioned most of the things in this video, but I just feel, you know, definitely don't get too devoted for someone unless you are absolutely sure that they're 100% there for you and 100% in your relationship. Because there's no point being in a relationship where it's one person is 1%, well, one person is 1% and the other person is 100% in the relationship, because it just doesn't work. It's got to be 100% both ways, because that's how relationships last. I mean, everyone knows that you go through tough breakups, and then you meet people, you learn from those relationships, then you move on, and one day you'll meet a person who will love you, to, like, they'll just love you so much that you'll just know that they're the one for you. But hopefully you like this video. Sorry it was so long. This is my first video for this vlog. So yeah, you best like this video down there or subscribe to our channel. We're just gonna put this up on Tumblr. Hopefully guys check it out, support us, ask for more videos for us to do, like questions. Honestly, we don't mind. We actually appreciate it so much, because, you know, from getting questions and such, you know, it helps us as a person to probably rethink things and probably learn advice that you tell us and advice that we know we'll tell you, and we'll both learn from it, I guess. But like I said, hope you like this video, and sorry it was so long. Just me chatting away here. But yeah, please check out me and Celine's YouTube channel, and thank you guys for watching, and this is your video on how to get over your ex, and take care. Peace. Remember the day when we